All right, welcome back to day 2 of Pioneer. Again, thanks to Collector Legion for letting me borrow some of the cards I needed for these decks. And without further ado, let's spin the wheel and see what's happening for us today. Okay. All right, let me go get them. All right, so Mouth Marbles, as you may have been able to guess, is not the name of a deck. This is the punishment game. And the punishment is, if I misplay or lose, I have to insert one of these into my mouth. And I will be inserting an additional one into my mouth every single misplay or loss for the rest of the day. Hopefully I don't lose too much or misplay too much. So yep, that's happening. Hitting that right off the bat first thing. Okay. So yeah, let's spin the wheel and see if we're playing a deck. Bring to Light. All right, so this is Bring to Light. Many players know this deck as Niv to Light, although this version doesn't have Niv in it, so we're just calling it Bring to Light. And it's basically a multicolor toolbox deck that centers around Bring to Light, which can tutor up any creature, instant, or sorcery. So the idea is you ramp or control the board with removal early on, and then eventually you get to bigger late game effects. In this case, we've got Omnath, Elish Norn, and you can Bring to Light for Valki, and then Valki into Tibalt, because the rules say you can for some reason. There's also a bunch of other random one-offs like Selfless Glyph Weaver, which is an 8-mana sweeper on its backside that you can also Bring to Light for. And then just in general, we're kind of just controlling the board with all of these various effects. And then we've got a land base full of Fabled Passage and a bunch of Triomes. So that is what's going on here. So let's jump into League number 1 with Bring to Light. How'd yesterday go? Not very good. Did pretty well with Rakdos midrange, and then the wheels came off for the next 2 decks. Now remember, you guys keep me honest. These Mouth Marbles aren't going to police themselves. All right, we are on the draw for round number 1, playing Bring to Light. Reveal Giganta. This hand has only 1 land in it, so we're going to mull this. This hand is also bad. We have nothing to do until turn 5, so pretty sure I have to mull this. All right, keepable hand. So let's see, what am I throwing back? Probably Courier's Briefcase, and so I'm going turn 1, Fabled into a land that I can play the Sun Petal into Caryatid for. Let's throw back Bring to Light. Actually, Leyline in this hand is going to be pretty terrible. I guess this hand doesn't work unless I draw lands anyway, so maybe I'm just supposed to throw back Seed Shark. Yeah, let's throw back Seed Shark or Leyline, one of those two. And let's throw back Leyline. Have I seen the new cards? Yes. I went over all the ones on yesterday's stream. Tapped Watery Grave. All right, Fabled, go. Steam Vents. Is this Archfiend Altar? Oh, Rona. Mox Amber. All right, what am I fetching out? Either a Forest or Plains. Which one do I want more? Probably the Plains. All right, get the Plains. Let me go Sun Petal, Caryatid, and go. Loot with Rona. Discarding what? Haywire Might. JVP. Loot with Rona again. Discarding Fading Hope. All right, well, I need to absolutely draw a land. Not really what I was looking for, but okay. So let's see. Besieging their Mox Amber seems pretty terrible. Let's not do that. Let's just play the Seed Shark and a land and pass. So play this, play Seed Shark. I could have also cast Extinction Event to eat their guys, but then I would have also lost Caryatid. So let's just play Seed Shark. They had another Fading Hope, so they bounce our Seed Shark back. Scry to the bottom. Loot with Rona. Discarding Dark Slick Shores, then they get to flip Jace over. Discarded another Rona. Plaza of Heroes. Psy Master Thopterus. Springleaf Drum. Make a Thopter. Plus Jace. Alright, well, we're still not drawing anything, so I just replay the Seed Shark, then they downtick Jace, bounce it. So bad, but I have nothing else to do. So, play Seed Shark. I honestly would have been better off keeping the hand with 5 lands in it. Alright, opponent loots. Discards Mishra's Research Desk. So it's like Grixis Rona with artifact synergies. Gets the Research Desk out of the graveyard. Pops the desk. They have Tyvar as their card, which they can play. So that untaps Rona, and then it gives them additional untaps with Tyvar. So loot with Rona, discard Amber. They're milling with Tyvar, and they get back Haywire Might. Okay. They didn't do anything with Jace as far as I'm aware. Okay, so 5th land. So now I can do a couple of things. I can Bring to Light, or I can play Norn or Omnath, which regardless of anyone that I do, they can just bounce stuff back to my hand with Jace, so it doesn't seem great. All right, so I probably do what? I go Seed Shark attacks Tyvar to death, and then I BTL for Valky, probably. All right, so let's attack Tyvar. All right, so shock this in, and then red, white, green, blue, cast BTL. All right, if I get Glyph Weaver, choose a creature or planeswalker, then destroy everything else. I could do that. So I would keep my Caryatid and then blow up everything on their side of the board. That actually seems probably better than just getting Valky. Yeah, let's do that. Cast Deadly Vanity, pick Caryatid, blow everything else to bits. All right, so now they only have 2 cards, and we have some pretty big bombs to follow up. Consider. We also have some massive incubation tokens. I could just flip both of these and try to beat them to death really fast. Emery. So they can Emery back Mox Amber or Haywire Might. So I may just want to flip these ASAP. I guess they're still, yeah, well, they're creatures though on the other side, so they can't Haywire Might them anymore. They found Retraction Helix, but they can't actually use Emery with it. All right, that goes away. Okay, so, I mean, if I just flip both of these, then it's death in 2 hits. They can Emery back Haywire Might to block, but it's still bad for them. So yeah, let's just transform these. Transform this, then go to combat, swing, swing. So they're at 7, and they basically just have, oh, they get to hold on to this. So they can Retraction Helix, Emery, and then bounce my 8/8, which means they don't get to play an artifact this turn, or they can just play Haywire Might to block. All right, so they're just getting Haywire Might back. Target this with Retraction Helix, I guess just to get it into their graveyard so they have it access to it so it doesn't stay exiled. Okay, so yeah, let's just... I could Extinction Event on Odd to eat both of these and then just hit them, right? Yeah, let's do that. Black, choose Odd. So eat both of these guys, then go to combat. Wow, what a turnaround that game. Okay, so they are Grixis, Rona, plus like artifact stuff with Emery and Sai. So what do I want? Probably Pithing Needle so that I can name Rona or Sai, or not Sai, Rona or their Planeswalkers or whatever. Veto is a maybe. Rending Volley kills all their stuff. Definitely want that. Ooh, Rip. They do a lot of stuff with the graveyard, so I probably want Rip. I don't know if I want Veto or not. And then what's bad? All their creatures get killed by these sweepers. I don't think they actually have ETB effects, right? I don't think we saw a single one. So Norn's not as good. Let's get rid of this briefcase. We're not like blocking aggro stuff. Despite the fact that Seed Shark won that game for us, I don't think I actually need it. And then what else? The fact that they have Haywire Might means that I'm less inclined to want Chain to the Rocks and Leyline Binding. So maybe I can cut one of each of these. All right, let's go with that. Submit. All right, game 2 on the draw versus Grixis Rona Artifact. Reveal Giganta. All right, this hand's fine. We've got turn 1. It is a bit awkward with the double Fabled Passages, but what can you do? We do have a Fable on curve, though. Plaza of Heroes, Mishra's Research Desk. All right, let's just play Triumph. Yeah, so Triumph and then Stomping Ground. So now we curve into Omnath with fetch lands. Another land, Amber, plays Emery, mills over, no artifacts, but it does let them play the Research Desk over and over. All right, so shock this in, play Caryatid, pass. Pop the Research Desk, Reckoner Bankbuster. So play Bankbuster, then they can get Research Desk back from their graveyard. I do need to get rid of this Emery, so I could Radiant Flames for 2. I think it's probably better to get Omnath on board, though, than to stop them. All right, shock that in, and then Omnath, blue, green, red, white. They boarded in Mystical Dispute. All right, well, unfortunate. So let's see, I can BTL for Valky and eat their Emery. JVP, plays JVP. I could also go grab Rip, which might actually be worth it because they have so much graveyard synergies right now between Emery and Jace. But Bring to Lighting for that seems poor. Fabled Passage, fetch. I don't think it matters too much which one I get. So if I Radiant Flames for exactly 2 colors, then these die. That's probably the move. So red, red, black, number of colors. So Flames to kill both of these. And then we don't have anything to do right now, so let's just pass. And then I assume they pop the desk. Sai. So play Sai. Draw with the Bankbuster. Okay. Another BTL is pretty good. So what's the best move here? If I BTL for Valky, tick down, eat Sai, and then I can still hold up Caryatid to block in case they have a way to crew Bankbuster. So Fable, fetch. Let's grab... I have 3 mountains. I only have 1 green source without Caryatid, so let's fetch. I also only have 1 blue source without Caryatid. Let's fetch the forest, and let's go BTL, done. And then let's just grab Valky, cast Tybalt, and then eat Psy, and go. I guess I could have like eaten Bankbuster and chained Psy as well, but I want to be able to cast Psy. I don't know, what do you guys think? Is that a misplay? Another Emery. I'm going to call that a misplay. All right, marble number 1. Oh my god, I should have washed these beforehand. Dig Through Time. Pithing Needle's a good draw as well. Upkeep, Aether Gust, the Tybalt. Okay. Bottom. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, bottom. So I could just BTL for that again, and then eat Bankbuster and chained the Emery. Seems good to me. BTL, go grab Valky, Tybalt, eat Bankbuster, chained here. All right, go ahead. Rona plays Tyvar. Okay. So they can bring back Jace and use him immediately to flip Jace. Hi, I just saw some videos from you. Is there Green Devotion or Tooth and Nail on the Wheel of Luck? Well, there is not Tooth and Nail because that is not Pioneer legal, but there is Green Devotion. So yeah, they're just going to flip Jace immediately. Although they don't really have that much good to do with Jace at the moment. Oh no, they have an Amber. They don't have Helix in their graveyard, but if they do have Helix, then we're dead. Oh my god, they have the Helix too. Yep, so now they go off. And then all they need is what? Oracle or just like anything else to win the game? All right, I don't think there was anything I could have done to not die to that. They just went Rona into Tyvar, go off. So yeah. Oh, so you're talking about the previous wheel? Yeah, we played Mono Green in Modern, so that'll be published at some point. All right, so they have Psy, so now they can just make Infinite Thopters. We're not actually technically dead to Infinite Thopters, but if they have Oracle or just some other outlet in their deck, then they can win. So for the YouTube audience, we'll just jump ahead here and see if they have something that wins on the spot. Since this is going to take a while, do you have any thoughts on how Standard becomes mid-range control decks only? As in the current Standard? Yeah, as far as I know, I saw a screenshot where it was like 6 to 8 of the latest top 8 was just all Demure mid-range control, basically. It essentially happens when you just have an overload of too many quality, like, value cards, such as Shieldred, for example, and they push out any other strategies in the format. So, as one example, Shieldred is in Standard is really good against aggro decks. It comes down, it has a really high toughness, so most creatures can't attack into it, and most burn can't kill it either. And then it just stabilizes with life gain every single turn. So it's very, very hard for aggro decks to beat Shieldred, which means that aggro decks get pushed out of the format. And since Standard doesn't really have combo decks as far as I know, that means that the format devolves into nothing but value piles. It's the same way how, and I believe in the last Standard, we had Meat Hook Massacre, and that basically did the same thing, where no matter what aggro deck you were playing, your opponent would eventually just play a 4 or 5 mana Meat Hook, wipe your board, they would have a huge life swing because of the Meat Hook, and then any other creature you played after that would just get hit by removal and gain the other player life, and it also made aggro decks in that format difficult. All right, so my opponent is continuing to pop off here, so at this point I'm just wondering, do they actually have a win on the spot card, or is it just make a bunch of Thopters pass the turn attack? Because I would think that if their plan is just to attack with Thopters, that this is a sufficient amount of them. So I believe they so they have Alter the Brood, so that's their win con. How are they going to win with Alter the Brood though? They have to keep looting, right? Oh no, they just bounce Mox Amber and then mill us over and over. Okay. Actually, they do have to take a while to mill us, so it's correct to just let them do that and waste their time. They are spending a lot of time to do this. I think it's fine to let them see the contents of our deck if that's their win con. Oh, okay, they passed it to us. All right, this is lethal Thopters, right? I don't know how many that is, but that is lethal. So I don't think there's a way out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, okay, that's more than lethal. There's nothing that I can do at this point. I guess I could cycle for a sweeper. Cycle. All right, no sweeper, so concede. All right, well, that is a loss, so another marble. I don't think I change anything here. Maybe Chain to the Rocks is better than Binding. I'm not sure, but I think this is fine as is. Norn has no real impact on their deck. The only ETB they have is Emery Milling. Everything else is cast triggers, so this is probably fine. All right, on the play, reveal Giganta. All right, that's a bit slow, but is keepable. So Zia Torres and pass. They haven't done a good job of pushing archetypes in Standard. Soldiers and enchantments are a little mid, and Toxic relies heavily on you drawing a specific card. I know you crowned Modern as the worst format, but a format which the deck names are only mid-range control in its colors. Yeah, but I don't count Standard. Standard doesn't count. Standard is constantly changing and they're not properly like play testing it at all. So Caryatid, play another land, go. So loot with Jace, discarding Retraction Helix, play Amber, play Emery, milling over no copies of any artifacts, but they do have other things they can do. Okay, so let's go Omnath and then Fable. I guess if they have counter spells, they have counter spells. What can you do? So green, white, red, blue. Omnath. Trigger, draw a card. Ooh, Bring Delight as well. All right, Fabled Passage, trigger. Fetch. What am I doing? Am I casting BTL? If I cast BTL, what am I getting with it? I don't think I'm doing that. No, okay, so I cast BTL, get Valky, and then Valky one of these guys and chained the other one. Oh no, but I'm out of mana if I cast BTL. So, I know it's probably still worth it to get Valky on board. So if I get Valky on board, I guess I'm eating JVP. All right, let's grab Plains, trigger Omnath, then cast BTL, popping Desk, alter the Brood in Exile. I'm surprised they wouldn't pop Desk in response to Omnath. I could also grab Glyph Weaver and blow these up and keep Omnath around, but I lose my Caryatid if I do that. So let's just go Valky, eat Jace, Tybalt, eat Jace, and go. Plays Alter. So I imagine they just Emery the Desk back, use it, try to get another land. They do have 5 cards in hand. So my next turn is going to be Chain plus Fable, or use whatever I get off Valky. Milled BTL, plays Rona, mill over Ketria Triome. All right, now I may just want a Clarion. So okay, let's plus Jace, or let's plus Tybalt. I can cast my own Amber. All right, so cast Amber. So if I Clarion, I lose Caryatid, but they also lose their guys. So that's probably worth it. So let's go red, white, and then another color doesn't matter. And then cast Clarion on both modes. Actually, I get to play this Fabled Passage as well. Yeah, okay, so Fabled Passage, trigger Omnath. If I fetch now, I have 5, 6, 7, 11 mana, 8, 6, 4, 1. All right, red, white, other color, Deafening Clarion, both modes, go to combat, swing, and then fetch. What am I short on? Green mana, trigger Omnath, play Jace, play Fable, play Caryatid, go. Trigger, we mill, research desk, and island. All right, we have won the match. On to round number 2. All right, we're on the draw. Reveal Giganta. And we have 2 lands. Both of them are mono green. I can still cast the Briefcase, but then I'm out of things to do. So mull this. All right, better keep that hand. What am I pitching? One of the bindings? Yeah, one of the bindings. All right, what are we up against? Inspiring Vantage into Soulscar. All right, now I wish I kept a binding, but what can you do? Play this and go. Mountain, Pia Nalar. 2/3 Thopters have haste. Whenever you play a land from exile or cast a spell from exile, make a 1/1 Thopter. Okay, so I probably just need to reduce the amount of damage I'm taking, so let's just binding this. I guess anything that they're going to cast from exile or play from exile, they have to do something beforehand, so I can just bind it in response. So let's just pass the turn. Reckless Impulse. Yeah, so Leyline Binding, kill Pia. 2 more Reckless Impulses. Another land. To attack with Soulscar. Plays Springleaf Drum. Why didn't they play Springleaf Drum before damage? All right, so now the only question is Fable or Chrome Seed Shark. I have the mana for Omnath next turn, so this inclines me to want Seed Shark to block. Although Fable is also very good with like making a treasure token. I don't think I need to block this. So their next turn is going to be Impulse, probably like both Impulses, right? Or at least one. Let's go with the Seed Shark. Plays Vindictive Flamestoker, Ren's Resolve. So you have to get up to 4 counters for this, right? So they found the mountain. So now they get to play the other Impulse before it goes away. Sack this, discard your hand, then draw 4. It costs 1 less to activate for each oil on it. I imagine the move here is just cast Impulse, right? Chain to the rock. So they're foregoing their Impulse. So chain our Seed Shark, attack. They lose this Impulse. All right, ooh, BTL is a good draw. So now let's just play Omnath. Omnath, go ahead. Plays Steamkin. They have 2 cards in hand. Puts Giganta in hand. And then they just have to pass it back. Oof, tapped. All right, play this, trigger Omnath, play Fable, and then just go. So the best move, if I get to untap with BTL, is what? Sweep the board with Deafening Clarion or Selfless Glyph Weaver. Showdown of the Scalds. Exile the top 4 until the end of your next turn, you may play them. Mountain, Steamkin, Impulse, Ren's Resolve, or Fiery Impulse, Ren's Resolve. They have 2 mana left over. So the best move would be to do what? Mountain, Steamkin, Impulse, shoot the Shaman. The Steamkin goes to 3 counters, then they can activate the Steamkin, play Ren's Resolve. They're going to play Impulse first. Nah, that don't make no sense, son. Should have played Steamkin first. I guess it doesn't technically matter, but if they do it in the other order, they get to get more counters on the Steamkins. March of Reckless Joy. Exile the top X cards. You may play 2 of those cards until the end of your next turn. Steamkin. Don't they have a land drop with this mountain? They didn't attack with their Soulscar Mage, despite the fact that it was a 4/5. Alright, so Fable, I guess I actually don't even want Elesh Norn. So let's discard Norn, but keep the other BTLs. Yeah, discard Norn. Done. Alright, play this, trigger Omnath. BTL for Deadly Vanity to clean all of this up. Actually, I don't even need to do that, right? All of their creatures are 2 toughness and under, so I can just cast Clarion. Swing with Omnath. Plays Pia. And then they get the stuff out of exile with this stuff. So Ren's Resolve next. All right, another showdown. Man, it is very annoying that they just keep having like all access to all of these cards. Even if I sweep them, they get to keep playing them. All right, Fable flips. So I get to cast 2 BTLs this turn. So I will lose my reflection if I sweep the board. Anyways, fetch land, trigger, fetch, grabbing. I don't have any black mana, right? So black mana, BTL. So let's see. I definitely want to sweep the board. I could get Escape to the Wilds, see what I get off of Escape, and then BTL for a sweeper to kill their board. Or I can just BTL for a sweeper, get Valky. Valky cannot exile enchantments, right? Yeah, so I'm hesitant to lose my reflection, but I guess it's fine. So let's get Valky first, and then go for the sweeper. It's Tybalt plus Tybalt. Found Leyline Binding. I can bind the Chain to the Rocks and get my Seed Shark back, but I'm going to blow the board up anyway. So let's not do that. So let's just BTL. Oh, I lose Tybalt if I do that, right? Yeah. So, because I've already used Clarion up. I could Extinction Event on even. I lose Omnath. All right, so let's go combat attack with Omnath. Swing here. And then cast Binding. Get the Chain to the Rocks. Get my Seed Shark back. And then cast BTL. Done. Triggers the Seed Shark. Resolve BTL. Grab Extinction Event. Cast Extinction Event. Trigger the Seed Shark again. And then choose even. So then they just have these and whatever they have in their hand. Pia plus these spells. They can kill Reflection off. Play with Fire on Reflection. Fiery Impulse on Chrome, Seed Shark, and then Spikefield Hazard it. And then all of these Thopters have haste, so they can haste into Tybalt. Yeah. Alright. Well, they're down to just 1 card, at least. Ooh, Escape to the Wilds. What a draw. Alright, so plus Valky. We just found lands and Monastery Swift Spear. So 9, 10, 11. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Which is, so 8. Escape to the Wilds. 3, 2. We don't have enough to do it. All right, so let's just do Escape to the Wilds. And what am I leaving untapped? The red mana. Escape to the Wilds. That is a lot of stuff. So let's go Chain to the Rocks on Pia. So we're going to lose our Valky, unfortunately. The only way to not lose Valky is to go Chained on one of the Thopters and then just chump block Pia. Or I guess I can block Pia with a really big token, right? No, not even that. It's probably better to keep my Valky around. So play Sun Petal Grove, Chain to the Rocks here, chain a Thopter, and then I have another land that I can play. So Fable, fetch, grabbing Plains, play Caryatid, play Swift Spear, and then just pass. And then I'm going to chump Pia. Valky takes 3, goes to 1. Yo, bro, can't stay, but love your content. Series is great. Thank you very much. Another showdown. Jeez. So that gets them more stuff from exile, so they'll be able to make Thopters, and then they can kill Valky off. So should I have just chained Pia and accepted that Valky was going to die? I don't think so. Like, they had to have the exile effect. They only had 1 card in hand. So chain to the Rocks, they chain Swift Spear. Oh, they're just attacking me? Really? 6, 10, 13... 15, 17. I'm not actually even dead. So just block Swift Spear. Go to 8. Wow, what a draw. What a draw. So I just grab Deadly Vanity, blow their board up. Yeah. BTL. Blue mana. Grabbing Glyph Weaver. Cast as Vanity. Oh, I should have tapped Caryatid because it's going to kill. I keep forgetting that it destroys everything here. All right, so keep Tybalt. Well, that's another misplay. Marble plus Valky. Ooh, Fable. So Fable, trigger that, play, I don't know, Vantage. And then both of those lands are going to go away. So then we just pass, and then I get to hold Play with Fire up. Why'd they play a mountain from their hand instead of this mountain? Do they actually have the mana to activate this? They do. Yep. Swift Spear. Fiery Impulse. Let's play with Fire this in response, see if we are able to do that. If they have another instant speed spell, they can use it, but they have to tap Swift Spear to do it. All right. That was game 1. What am I bringing in? All right, so this doesn't do anything. I guess this kills Pia, but none of their other creatures. Yeah, so not that. Veto is probably good. They have a lot of spells that I care about. This only hits Showdown, so I don't want that. And Needle doesn't really do anything. All right, so just the vetoes, and then what am I taking out? Their creatures are actually too big for the briefcase token to block, and Norn doesn't really seem to do anything in this matchup. They don't actually have any ETB triggers. All right, submit that. Reveal Gigantha. All right, this looks acceptable. We have a turn 2 binding and some sweepers and whatnot. All right, keep that. Sacred Foundry tapped. All right, Ketria Triome and go. Mountain, Runaway Steamkin. So shock this in and go. Reckless Impulse, Battlefield Forge, cast Swift Spear. All right, let's just binding this now. All right, so Swift Spear attacks us. Unfortunately, this comes in, the land comes in tapped, right? Yeah, so we just have to pass here. What do I need? I have green. So I have all the colors here, so I need to Fable for one color, Fable for the other color. Ren's Resolve, Vantage, Reckless Impulse. Attack for 2, plays Vantage, plays Soulscar Mage. All right, fetch. So if I grab, let's say, Plains Forest, we drew the forest. All right, I think I just play Omnath, or do I play... I can do that, or I can Extinction Event on Odd. I probably want to save Extinction Event. So yeah, let's just play Omnath, and pass turn. So if Omnath survives, I get to go Fable, fetch, play Extinction Event. Pianalar, Showdown next turn, unfortunately. Makes another Thopter, shocks this in. So I smell a burn spell, but I'm not going to just not block. I guess, let's see, if I don't block, I untap, and I get to do what? Because now they're representing a bunch of more damage. So these are all even. So I'd have to cast Escape to the Wilds. I guess it's far more beneficial if I don't block. I can afford to take this and keep Omnath around, gain life. All right, so Showdown next turn. So let's go Fable, trigger, fetch. Let's grab the Swamp, because it's the only color of mana we don't have. And then I can play Escape to the Wilds and then still have Extinction Event up. I don't have the triple black for that. So let's go Escape, and let's tap, Forest or Plains? I guess Forest. All right, Clarion's a pretty freaking good draw. So Clarion, 3 damage to each creature, and then they're gonna kill my Omnath off. So let's play a land beforehand. So Rogren, trigger, they take 4, and then cast Clarion on both modes. Attack with Omnath. So were they just bluffing the damage? Because otherwise they would have shot Omnath here. I guess they were just bluffing the damage. Plays Showdown. Pia, Cathar Commando, Runaway, Springleaf Drum, Swift Spear. Really? Why not Drum? I have one more fetch land that I can grab. So, or one more basic I can grab, right? I have a basic. Do I have a mountain in this deck? I don't actually know. I should, right? Yeah, I do. Okay. So Fable, trigger. What am I BTLing for? Sack, grab a mountain, trigger, cast BTL. Done. Probably just Valky. Yeah. Grab Valky, cast Tibalt, then plus. All right, so I have to do this now or I lose it. So Fable, I'm out of land drops, so then I can just play this other Fable. All right, play this other Fable and attack with Omnath and then go. So now they get to go like Pia, Runaway. Yeah, Pia, put a counter there. Drum, make a Thopter, put a counter there. So this turn of theirs is going to be pretty good, but I can easily recover next turn. I've Bring Delight, I can Bring Delight. I can't Bring Delight for Vanity, and Bring Delighting for Radiant Flames doesn't do anything. Steamkin, another trigger. I'm surprised they're not getting Cathar Commando to blow up Binding. I guess it's, or, you know, one of these other things, but I guess it doesn't matter. It's like the same either way. Play with Fire on Shaman, and then they can put everything at Tibalt, and I have to chump block the Swift Spear. Just the Swift Spear. Why just the Swift Spear, not the Haste Thopters? Yeah, I guess I'll chump. All right, so both of the Fables go off. What am I getting rid of? I'm definitely getting rid of something. So I can't even cast the backside of this. So I may as well get rid of this and a land. All right, Radiant Flames is excellent. So let's use this one, and let's get rid of a Fable, and I think that's it. All right, another land. So I can play their own Showdown or BTL. I think the best move is just Radiant Flames kill their whole board, right? Oh, I guess I don't kill Swift Spear. So I can Radiant Flames for less, kill everything but Swift Spear, attack them down to 1. I don't have a way of hasting out anything. I can always just Tibalt. Oh, I can Tibalt the Swift Spear, Radiant Flames, then cast Swift Spear and kill them? Yeah, all right, let's do that. So minus on this, cast Radiant Flames for 3, then cast Swift Spear, then go to combat. Swing, swing. All right, we won the match. On to round number 3. I do have to say, guys, the marbles are getting pretty annoying, and it's only the end of match 2, so there may be a problem as the day proceeds. How do you feel about Blossoming Tortoise from Wilds of Eldraine? The effect seems really good for mono green, but I'm not sure what you'd replace. I'd have to look at the card again. All right, on the play, reveal Giganta, Blossoming Tortoise. This hand is fine. Let's keep this and play Jetmir's first. Blossoming Tortoise enters or attacks, mill 3, return a land from graveyard to the battlefield. Activated abilities of lands cost 1 less. Land creatures get +1. I don't think it has a home, but we can test to see. So Mountain Swift Spear. You're only milling 3 cards to get a land back, so it's kind of ramping you. It's not even that big of a creature either. Yeah, it makes Nykthos cost 1 less to activate. Does that matter? All right, Chained, get their guy, play Zeatoras, pass. All right, looks like it's a rematch against this deck again. Do I just Binding this or do I just play Fable? I think I just play Fable. Fable's more mana efficient. It also lets me get Bring to Light mana next turn if I attack and get the treasure. Experimental Synthesizer, another Experimental Synthesizer. So they'll play that, make a Thopter, found a land, play the land, make a Thopter. Might be better than Polukranos. That would make you much worse against spirits, though. I don't think it's better than Polukranos. All right, what am I discarding? I don't think anything. Radiant Flames kills these. Maybe the other Fable, just because I need to draw more lands. Let's get rid of the other Fable. All right. So Plains and then just cast Radiant Flames. Flames your board and go. Polukranos is 1 cheaper, adds 1 more devotion. It's very relevant. Pia, Swift Spear, Mountain. Attacks for 1. All right, Fable flips over. I could BTL for another sweeper, but that doesn't seem great. I could BTL for Valky, eat Pia. And then if they have removal, they kill Reflection and kill Tibalt. So what else can I do? I can BTL for Omnath. None of these options seem great. Maybe I just BTL for Norn. And then double Leyline Binding next turn. Oh, I'm missing a color. No, I'm missing blue. I don't actually have blue mana. So never mind, I can't BTL. So I guess I'm just holding up Leyline Binding then. Or I'm getting Giganta into my hand. Okay, so let's play Beseiju and then get Giganta. And then just hold Binding up. Crack a Synthesizer. Reveal Ren's Resolve. Make a Samurai. Plays a land, and they get to play Ren's Resolve, make a token. All right, let's just bind this. Binding, eat Pia. And then no blocks here. Omnath plus land. Still can't BTL because I don't have blue mana. Or I can just play Giganta, and then I can Giganta BTL next turn. Yeah. So Giganta. And then I'm not going to play this because I want to have a way to guaranteed trigger Omnath. So pass. So obviously that was a misplay not killing the Pia, so another marble. Chain to the Rocks. No. Well, this Fable's not really doing anything here, so I guess I trade with the Samurai. All right, so just Omnath, Sacred Foundry, go. Oh, I still don't have blue mana, right? Jesus. All right, Fable, go. Yeah, so since I don't have blue mana anyway, I may as well play this tapped. So yeah, there's that. Then there's another Reckless Impulse. And then I literally have to chump block with my Shaman. No, I don't. Yeah, I do have to chump block with the Shaman, right? Because I take lethal if I don't. So there's Pia. And they can play another Steamkin, make a Thopter. So swing, I have to chump Steamkin. 2, 4, 5, 6, yeah. All right, untapped blue off the top. That is sort of the case. I do not want to discard any of these. Right, I go Couriers, and then I have exactly enough mana to cast BTL and sweep their board. So no, Couriers, trigger, and then cast BTL. So this is blue, green, red, white. And I just need to grab Vanity, kill everything. Vanity, pick my citizen, kill everything else. All right, can we survive at 2 life? We're dead to play with fire and potentially other combinations of cards. And I still do not have the blue mana for Omnath. Showdown of the Scalds. Well, at least none of it is action. So land, Synthesizer, they found Steamkin. So now they get to go Steamkin, and then they have Chain to the Rocks next turn to kill our token. We drew a Swamp. That is so unfortunate. Yeah, I guess I just pass, and then they go double chained both of these, and if they have any red spell whatsoever, we lose. Fantastic. All right, there's the red spell, and now they just double chained. All right, they got it. So let's concede this. So once again, I think it's just veto, and that's it. Is there any use in having Bankbuster? No, right? We can barely even crew it to begin with. So it's Norn, because again, they don't have ETB triggers, and the Briefcase. Yeah, all right, submit. On the play, reveal Giganta. Only 2 lands, although No, so it's only 2 lands, and we can cast Chained, but we can't cast anything else. This deck has 27 lands in it. We also have Valky in our hand, which is basically a mulligan to 6. I can't even cast Binding on turn 2 with these combinations of lands. Let's mull. Yeah, that's better. So keep this and then put back one of the Caryatids, I guess. Play that tapped, go. And then we go Petal, Caryatid, and then Shark plus Chained. Swift Spear, and then they get to attack for 1. All right, so Mountain, Chain here, kill Soulscar Mage. Oh, I was supposed to do that in the other order. Well, that's a marble. Man, misplays all over. Oh, I also lost last round, right? I needed to marble that. Omnath plus land, or I just BTL for Valky, eat their Pia. Yeah, BTL for Valky. Tibalt, make another gigantic incubator token, eat Pia, and then go. Leave Chrome Host to block. White mana, cast Tear on Chain to the Rocks, sure. So they can go spell, double attack Tibalt, we block one of them, Tibalt dies. Cast Showdown, revealing not great hits. All right, swing at Tibalt, so yeah, Tibalt dies. So if I just flip both of these, I attack them for 14. It's probably better to just play Omnath. Sugar Omnath. There's Clarion. So attack with the Shark. Steamkin. And then they're going to play multiple things from here. Play with Fire on Omnath so they have more burn. Or they're just hitting it so that they can attack in. But their creatures are going to get really big anyway. Land. Synthesizer. Grow their guys even more. Alright, so the Swift Spear. I think all of them are still potentially in range of getting Clarion, depending on what they do. Yeah, remove Steamkin, Impulse. So they hit Impulse off the Synthesizer, so their creatures are really big. And the Scald is making their creatures even bigger. Scald has a really nice synergy with Steamkin as well. Another Scalds. God damn. Alright, well. Oh, right. The Soulscar Mage makes this permanently -2. Hey man, I discovered your YouTube channel about 2 months ago. Loving the content so far. Are you putting this Pioneer Marathon on YouTube as well? Yes. But it's not going up until after all the modern stuff goes up. I'll probably release it differently though. I don't know how much people like having a new video every day. I don't know. So the people who enjoy the content obviously like it, but for the people who don't care, it's probably annoying seeing a new video drop every single day when they don't care about the streams. Portable Hole. So they can Portable Hole one of the incubator tokens. Can you explain why it's better to Omnath there? Because I'm not dealing lethal to them anyway, and so I think it's better to try to develop more because I can just flip both of the tokens next turn regardless. Now, obviously, they went absolutely nuts. Enabled mostly by the Steamkin, which they didn't have before. So they're attacking for 12, and then these just have a counter each, right? So these will get killed by Clarion. This is going to get hit by Clarion as well. So I may as well chump to save some life. A Clarion, their Steamkin lives. So yeah, just block there. It's also possible that I draw like BTL off of Omnath. I get another Showdown next turn. It's so weird. It's like an aggro deck that just never runs out of cards. Also, if I'd hit a land off of Omnath, if I hit an untapped land off of Omnath, I could have played it and flipped one of the tokens anyway. And Radiant Flames. Okay, so there's no way of killing Steamkin. So let's see. I can incubate flip, then cast Clarion and attack for a whole bunch to gain a bunch of life back. Or I can just play another Caryatid after that, but that doesn't even seem great. I can also obviously cast Pia Nalar, but I don't want to do that. So I think I just incubate flip, cast Clarion, swing. So Clarion both modes. So then these all die here, and then swing here. Yeah, so they still have a Showdown trigger, and they get to play another Showdown, and still have 2 mana left over, or 4 mana left over, because I use Steamkin. Alright, what do they hit? Bunch of stuff. Rending Volley can kill our Seed Shark. So every red spell is 2 counters on Runaway Steamkin. Alright, so they go crazy, play a bunch of stuff. Bunch of lands hit off of here, so they still have Rending Volley. So they can Rending kill Seed Shark. Thankfully, we do have Radiant Flames, but we can only do max 3 damage, so their Steamkin does get to live, depending on what they do. But I think they'll just pump it up. So yeah, Rending Volley, Seed Shark dies. They're adding even more mana to sack the Synthesizer. Alright, so they just have a bunch of lands and then a bunch of creatures. Soulscar Mage put a counter on Pia Nalar. So Pia Nalar will now survive through the sweeper, which is unfortunate. Put Gigantha into hand. So swing out with everything. I don't know how much damage we take here, but it's a lot. Okay, so I can Radiant, but I can't also play Leyline Binding. So I just Radiant, kill their entire board, and attack them, is what I think I do. And then they get to untap, play a land with haste, and play Gigantha. Yeah, am I supposed to attack them, I guess is the question. If I attack them, they either have to trade or they go to 4. So let's assume I attack and they don't block. Then they go land, Thopter, play Gigantha. Gigantha puts another counter on something. They attack us for 6, and we go to 4. And then they have Gigantha in play, and then we can bind Gigantha, kill them, unless they leave a blocker back, in which case we take less damage. So I think I am supposed to attack them. So Flames, and then attack with the Incubator token. All right, they didn't block. So land, make a Thopter, play Gigantha. Where's the counter going? On Pia. And then they just attack with Pia. Fabled Passage lets me go grab a Swamp, which is the one color I'm missing on the board. Okay, so I have no way of doing everything, but I can flip my Incubator. Okay, so Fabled Passage for a Swamp, then Binding on Gigantha. They have to block. I can also flip my Incubator right now and also attack them. So it's basically, do I want to play Pia or Sylvan Caryatid more? I guess Pia. So flip the Incubator token, these two. Let's see. They have to block regardless, and this doesn't kill them. So they have ways that they can just like rip something off the top and kill us. So it's probably better to hold 2 blockers back. So let's just attack with this token. Swing. They have to block. And then cast Pia. And then we'll just pass with the ability to transform this Incubator token. Because they can rip like Ren's Resolve into multiple spells. All right. So we won that. Pretty sure we just run it back as is. Maybe Norn is good because we get double triggers out of Binding and Chain to the Rocks. I'm not sure. I don't really want to cut anything though. Is it worth it cutting Escape to the Wilds for Norn? I can't imagine. Like most of the time if I BTL, it's going to be for a Sweeper or Valky. They also go wide a lot, which makes Chained and Leyline Binding not nearly as good as they normally are. All right, let's cut 1 Binding for Norn and then run this back. All right, Gigantha revealed. Triple Fabled Passage and Ketria Triumph. So we're super slow. So we go turn 1 Ketria, turn 2 Fable, still pass the turn 3, finally we can interact. We do have like all the cards we need, other than just having a Sweeper, I guess. So they go turn 1 a guy, we go turn 1 nothing. They go turn 2, like maybe play another guy or play Ren's Resolve or something. Then we go turn 2 land, then they do things, then we can Binding something. I'm gonna keep, but it's pretty close. Needle Verge, Soul Scar. All right, Spira's Headquarters. So we'll play that first and go. 2 mana for Steamkin, take 1. Oh, I can play an untapped Shockland and then play... So I can Binding the Steamkin or just play Caryatid. Which one's better? I think it's probably better to develop mana. So Shock here, play Caryatid. I don't think they can go that nuts with the Steamkin right now. This also just blocks unless they literally cast 2 spells, which is possible. Synthesizer, trigger. Well, there's 2 spells, but one of them isn't a prowess, so block here. Another Leyline Binding. All right, so I have all of my types except Swamp. So if I fetch Swamp, I can Binding 2 of these. So fetch the Swamp, and then Binding. I'm going to bind Runaway Steamkin right now, and then just wait on the other guys. They also missed a land drop, I think. Yeah, they missed a land drop. All right, they just put Gigantha in their hand. I don't think I'm actually Binding right now because I want to play Norn and then Binding. So let's just block one of these. Fabled Passage, fetch. Forest or Island? Let's go with Forest. Play Norn. Crack Synthesizer, gets Reckless Impulse. All right, so let's just do Escape to the Wilds and then bind 2 guys. Escape to the Wilds. So play Sun Petal, play a tap land. We can just Chain to the Rock 2 guys, actually. Cast Chain to the Rocks. Triggers, eat both your 1-drops. All right, we have won. That's 3-0. On to round number 4. We need to add that Boros Cast Stuff from Exile deck to the wheel. Let me go ahead and do that. I didn't realize this was a real deck. All right, we're on the play for round 4. Reveal Gigantha. It's slow, but this is okay. Play Ketria Triumph and go. Plains. All right. Ooh, Legion's Landing. Huh. So this is Boros Convoke. I could Beseiju that, but nah. Play this tapped, go. Take 1 from the token. They had nothing to do on turn 2, eh? All right, Fable. Oh no, they have Resolute Reinforcements. Yeah, there we go. So now this will flip. Plays In the Trenches. Tokens get +1. I'm not going to block because I want to get the treasure and then play Omnath and a land at the same time. What does this do? 6 mana. Exile target non-land permanent you don't control until it leaves. Okay, so no blocks. I could Beseiju that as well. Another Legion's Landing. So Fable trigger, definitely discarding some amount of this stuff. So I'm going to go attack, and then I can play a Forest, hold Beseiju up, Beseiju the Trenches. So let's discard Temple Garden Sacred Foundry. Yeah. Ooh, Leyline Binding. All right, so swing with the Shaman, make a treasure. They did choose to block, that's fine. We'll trade. Then I go Omnath, trigger Omnath, play land, trigger Omnath, and then just hold Beseiju up for Trenches. Westvale Abbey. All right, so maybe not Boros Convoke? Skyclave. All right, well, I assume they're going to hit Omnath and not Fable, right? Yeah, all right, so Besage the Trenches. So yeah, I guess it's not Convoke. It's just like white aggro token swarm. So they attack for 3. So what am I doing on my turn? I'm going to shock this in, play Fable, Leyline Binding the Skyclave during the attack step, get a 4/4 token block. I guess I have to do it now so they don't Westvale Abbey on their turn. March on our Fable. Very well. This costs 5, right? Yeah. All right, shock that in, play Fable, hold up Leyline Binding. Another land. They attack with nothing. I think it's still correct to just bind this Skyclave. All right, Fable trigger. Well, I'm definitely pitching 2 lands. The only question is which ones. I don't actually need the colors of any of these. I probably don't need a 6th land either. So I think I get rid of Stomping Ground Jetmir. All right, Norn. Okay, I guess I did need an untapped land. Well, I didn't know I was going to draw that. So I can play Norn Chain to the Rocks. I can also attack them. So they make a token with Adonto or Westvale, but I guess Adonto. And then they're still short. All right, oh no, I have the treasure token, right? So attack with both of these. Swing, swing. Make a treasure. Will they block, and if so, with what? It looks like they're not blocking. All right, so Norn flashes in Resolute Reinforcements. All right, Chain to the Rocks. Double triggers, eat 2 tokens. This keeps them 1 off of Ormondal, unless they play another creature. But they'll have Ormondal next turn. What is Ormondal? It's a 9/7. Okay, so we can take a hit from it. Another Chain to the Rocks. Amazing. All right, let's cycle the Rogren and leave up 2 white mana. BTL. Yeah. Chain this, get rid of the tokens, and go to combat. Swing, swing, swing. All right, so they're just taking the damage. I guess they just make a vampire, right? Yeah, make a vampire. Flashes in Resolute Reinforcements, which does not trigger. Gideon, make a knight. Almost all of their creatures are 1/1s. So, all right, what am I BTLing for? I can BTL for Vanity, and then just keep Elesh Norn in play. I can also make a copy of the Illusion token. Yeah, that's lethal, right? Make a copy of the Illusion, and BTL for Clarion, wipe their board, attack them for 12, grab Clarion, and then go to attacks, attack them. All right, 1 game 1. So they're token swarm. So let's see, Rending Volley can kill a thing, although them just spamming tokens everywhere means that that's not as good, but I imagine they must have other white creatures that we care about, like they did show us Skyclave Apparition, so this is fine here. And then they're playing Gideon, Westvale Abbey, and then Legion's Landing, so Pithing Needle's probably fine. Everything else is probably whatever. So let's see, Briefcase is actually okay. Let's see. 3 cards gotta go. Honestly, though, I think all of our cards are better than these. Maybe the Briefcase can go. And then I like Seed Shark. It just blocks all their stuff. I don't want to get rid of removal. So maybe I just don't bother with Rending Volleys. I just play Pithing Needle. Yeah, let's submit that. All right, game 2 on the draw. Reveal Gigantha. This hand's fine. We are missing the white, so I go turn 1 Fable for white, turn 2 Zeatoras, chained, and then play Fable on 3. All right. Ooh, Caryatid? I guess either way I need to Fable, so let's just play Fable and go. Mutavault. All right, take 1. Fetch. So they definitely have Resolute Reinforcements about to come in. So I guess I want to prevent them from flipping Legion's Landing. Yeah, Zeatoras, chained. Although I can just get up to Extinction Event and name Even. Raise the alarm, sure. So now they can activate Mutavault and flip it anyway, but at least that costs them having to spend their turn activating it. Yeah. So then they flip that. We go to 15, and they had nothing else to do. So Forest and just Fable. Do need to find blue mana at some point. There's In the Trenches. I am not going to block that, so we'll go to 11. There's BTL. What am I discarding? Because I'm definitely discarding stuff. Let's discard the Shark, and if I don't find a land, then I'm playing Caryatid this turn. I do want to maximize my ability to find lands, but I don't really want to get rid of anything else. But I guess I can get rid of Binding. But Binding's the only thing that kills In the Trenches right now. If I don't find a land, I'm just playing Sylvan Caryatid or Leyline Binding. Let's discard Norn. Well, we still didn't find anything. Wow. All right, so attack with the Shaman, make a treasure, and then Caryatid hold up Binding for the Trenches. Skrelv's Hive. All right, I might hit that instead. Alternatively, I just don't do anything so that I can BTL for sure next turn. And what am I BTLing for? Just like some kind of value card like Omnath? Yeah, all right. Well, there's a land. This flips over. I could also just get Valky. All right, before I do anything else, let's attack with the Shaman. Yeah, all right, BTL for Omnath. So draw a card. If I play this, I still have Binding up. All right, so play this, gain some life. And then do I just bind the Skrelv's Hive right now? Probably that's correct. All right, hit Skrelv's Hive, pass turn. Surge of Righteousness. Very well. Or of Salvation. They're going to attack, eh? All right, block one of these. A Gonjo, sure. All right, we go to 11. I have another BTL. It might be correct to just grab Valky at this point. The Mites are also all 2/2s. Extinction Event kills these guys, but not Reflection. Any other sweeper kills everything. I think I need to draw out of this precarious board state. So let's just copy the Shaman, then go to attacks, swing, and then shock this in and cast BTL. All right, this time I'll get Tibalt. Played a land already. All right, so go. And I can still emergency extinction event if I need to. Me or Tibalt? Me. All right, so block here. They did nothing, so again, that tells me they probably have Resolute Reinforcements. Let's plus Valky, see what we get. Archon of Emeria, eh? I've got 1, 2 black mana, 3 black mana. So I can Glyph, keep Tibalt, but it's probably better to just Extinction Event on even. So combat attack with the Shaman. Then we're going to go Extinction Event, name even, sweep everything except Reflection. Then I can play Caryatid and another Fable, right? So play Sheffet Dunes, play Caryatid, play Fable. All right, let's see the Flash guy. Yeah, there's the Flash guy. So another token. They are taking damage from it. All right, now they can start making vampires. Archangel Elspeth. Make a 1/1, put 2 counters on something, and it becomes an angel with flying. Huh. What am I ditching here? Probably both lands. I have black, so I can cast Deadly Vanity. So get rid of the 2 lands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, well, since I'm going to cast Vanity, I should plus Tibalt. So Westvale Abbey, eh? All right. Make a copy of the Shaman. Go to combat. Swing with the Shamans at them. I wonder if they block this. All right, they're blocking one of them. That's fine. So then cast Deadly Vanity. Black. So keep Tibalt. Kill everything else. Play Rafine's Tower tapped. Go. But we do still have to deal with this token onslaught. Cave of the Frost Dragon, which they can animate. Ugh, more tokens. And we drew another land. Yikes. What can I even do at this point? I can get Gigantha and play it, if I have to shock myself to do that, though. Killing random tokens is not helpful. Let's just keep plussing and seeing if I draw anything useful. That is not very useful. They can activate Sheffet, so I do actually... They're also 1 away from Frost Dragon and 1 away from Trenches. So play Westvale Abbey. Let's get Gigantha. I don't really want to play Gigantha, though. I more just want to play Raise the Alarm plus Chain to the Rocks. It's pretty close. I guess Gigantha's a better blocker. They can pump their guys and pump their guys with the Sheffet Dunes. They can also just animate Mutavault. It's pretty friggin' close. All right, let's play Gigantha. Go. They're going straight into combat without pumping anything, huh? I'm pretty sure I would have to block 2 of them, though. All right, we're at 3. Didn't even use Elspeth. All right, Elspeth make more tokens. So now they can make another token with a Danto. So we can Besage the Trenches. I can almost kill them. I can kill 2 of these guys and then attack and Sheffet Dunes, and then they can instant speed make a token. So I'm pretty sure I just have to keep Tibalting and trying to find something, because this is not going to cut it. So plus Tibalt. There's BTL. What can I BTL for? I can BTL for Clarion and gain some life. Or I can BTL for Omnath. Norn's in the graveyard. I do need to gain life. So yeah, let's BTL. Yeah, I'm not getting Omnath. I'm getting Clarion. So, all right, Deafening Clarion. Both modes. Surge of Salvation. Really? All right, so nothing happens. I guess I gain lifelink, and then I have to trade with their creatures. So let's see. I can cast Raise the Alarm and Besage you. I have to shock to cast Chain to the Rocks, which puts me at 1. Actually, no, because I can tap Gigantha to pay for stuff. So I can chain one of their guys. Oh, no, I can't chain one of their guys because they're all hexproof. Amazing. Do I just play Archon? And then... No, that keeps me off of being able to cast Raise the Alarm without shocking myself. All right, so just play the Ketria Triome. And then I guess pass. Hold up Raise plus Besage you. Secure the Wastes X is 2. Sure. Why wouldn't they pay more and tap a Danto? And they can just activate Sheffet Dunes. Why wouldn't they activate Sheffet Dunes? Animate Mutavault. Cast Raise the Alarm. Do I even survive this? I block 3 creatures. I block here and here and here. And then I'm still taking lethal? Yeah, all right. That was frustrating. Marble. Yeah, just 1-for-1 removal is not good against them, especially now that I know that they're playing Surge. There's nothing really else to play. I guess Veto is fine. How many marbles do you have at this point? I've lost track. I think 9, but I don't remember. So veto and then just cut some of the, I like Leyline because it can hit their non-creatures. So just cut Chain to the Rocks because it's actually not that good. Briefcase, Chain to the Rocks. They have some 4-mana Planeswalkers, but I don't think enough that I care to bring in Stroke. So let's just run this back. All right, on the play, Veil Giganta. Turn 2 Caryatid, we're keeping. All right, Temple Garden, go. Plains, Legion's Landing. Right, shock this in, play Caryatid, go. Block their guy, they gain 1. All right, they got the flash thing. Valky. It cannot be worth it to play that. It's probably just Fable, tap land, go. Or maybe I'm supposed to play the Seed Shark? Now, it has to be correct to get more mana. So, pass the turn. They flash Raise or Reinforcements. All right, attacking us, so we'll block the Vampire. Damage, their land flips, we go to 16. I'm also super low on clock, so I do have to actually play pretty fast. What am I discarding? Valky, and I think that's it. All right, combat, swing, make a treasure, escape to the wilds. Just play 2 lands and pass. I have a horrible feeling that I'm just going to wind up clocking out before I can beat them. Pump that, that's fine. All right, Fable flips, go to combat, attack Elspeth. Sunpetal Grove, Caryatid, Binding, bind that, Binding, bind this, and then let's play another Caryatid. Then that fizzles away. Oh, it's possible I can win this, but I have to go really fast. Archon, that's the problem. All right, play the Seed Shark, and then just pass. So it's going to be end of turn, copy Seed Shark, untap, play Fable, make 2 more incubation tokens. Westvale Abbey, yikes. Elspeth, they're going to attack with Archon, sure. Actually, let's copy this. Go to blocks. I know I lose my Seed Shark, but I just need to get Archon off the board. All right, copy this. Combat, attack Elspeth. All right, I don't have time, so I think I'm just going to play this. And then probably just loot these 2 cards away. More flashing. So now they can make tokens, flip Ormondal. Is Ormondal indestructible? Yeah. They're just going to attack all out here. Right, block, block, block. I think we could win this game if we had more time, but the amount of time we have left is just terrible. All right, ditch these. Make a copy of this. Go to combat. This Elspeth, this you. All right, Elspeth dies. Then we get to put Giganta into hand, and then just go. Raise the alarm, sure. Yeah, I'm going to clock out. So unfortunate. Veto that. We're actually just straight to dead to Ormondal next turn anyway. All right, cycle this. Yeah, unfortunately, we're just dead to the clock. Yeah, there's no way. All right, another marble. So bad, because I think we can actually win that game if I don't clock out. So maybe I just need to speed up. Honestly, was not expecting to get so many marbles this fast. All right, round 5 and we're on the play. Reveal Giganta. We only have 1 land, Mole. We have 2 lands, keep. What am I throwing back? All right, so keep, what am I bottoming? I'm going to go with Chain to the Rocks. Play Ketria, go. Steam Vents. All right, Besage you, Caryatid, and go. One plays off. All right, so we're probably playing against Phoenix. Riverglide, Thing in the Ice, yeah, Phoenix. Jetmir's Garden. So I just play Fable here and then Leyline bind this next turn, or just bind it now? Let's just play Fable. Shocks in another Steam Vents. Fiery Impulse on the Shaman token, sure. Chart a course. Discards a Phoenix. All right, I'm definitely discarding an Omnath because I don't need 2. But outside of that, I don't think I'm discarding anything else. All right, another Binding. I don't think I can let Thing flip, so just bind it now. Another land. Pieces of the puzzle. They chose Treasure Cruise Spell Pierce, and they can cruise while keeping their Phoenix in the graveyard. All right, back to us. They're just gonna hold Spell Pierce up. All right, just play Omnath and then Sacred Foundry. So Omnath trigger, Lightning Axe on Omnath. Well, very well. Ooh, Norn. All right, so play this tapped and then just pass. So yeah, cast Treasure Cruise, play Opt, and they'll get another spell and play Phoenix, or return Phoenix rather. Impulse or Fable. Get back Phoenix. All right, just slam Norn. So they still have Spell Pierce in their hand, right? So I can't cast Bring to Light yet. Another Pieces. Lightning Axe Pieces. So this is what we know they have in their hand. All right, combat, attack with Norn. All right, second main phase, let's chain. So take the Phoenix. In response, Impulse, targeting the Phoenix so they can get it back. Okay, let's get Giganta and pass. Another Pieces. They took a Treasure Cruise. So they can cruise again. They have another Phoenix in their graveyard. 2 mana. Like, yeah, cruise is such a problem. Look at this. They've cruised twice, and they still have 9 cards in their graveyard. It's just absurd. All right, so I have to binding these, I guess on their turn. So combat, swing with Norn. This fails against, like, double Spell Pierce, but we're so far behind. I don't want them to be able to instant speed kill one of their guys and then just get it back again. So we're just going to hold Leyline up. Pieces. They found the 4th Arclight. Unbelievable. So we actually just lose now. Because now they're just going to cast 3 spells, get Arc Light back. All right, we're dead. Marble. All right, versus Phoenix. Rip, Veto, Stroke counters Treasure Cruise, and that's it. So these 4 cutting what? Sweepers that are just the Phoenixes come back are bad. What else? Same thing with the Glyph Weaver. 1 more cut. I guess this thing. Is Bankbuster good here? It lets us just keep drawing cards. Let's do this. Submit. All right, on the play, Real Giganta. This is, I guess, an acceptable hand. All right, play Sparas, go. I don't think I want to veto anything they do on turn 2, but maybe I do. So let's just play that, pass. I guess I would veto Chartacourse. Plays Chartacourse, yeah, all right, so veto that. Play another Sparas, go. Saheeli, definitely veto that. Well, Fable, grab Giganta. Plays another Saheeli. All right, let's just fetch red, and then we can fetch black, or just play plains. They're still representing Spell Pierce, which is so friggin' annoying. So let's just play Giganta. This also represents Lightning Axe, though, so what can you do? All right, yeah, there's Lightning Axe. Giganta dies. At least they're not discarding Phoenix. All right, Omnath. Oh, come on, Mystical Dispute. All right, play this tap to go. So attack with the servos. We go to 18. I can play BTL, or I can play Escape to the Wilds. So let's just play BTL. I guess this gets hit by Dispute, whereas this doesn't get hit by Spell Pierce. Well, neither get hit by Spell Pierce, but, What am I lighting for? Is it just Tibalt? It's probably just Tibalt. All right, land, BTL, stroke, sure. And consider. All right, taking 4 from the servos. Let's go grab the swamp out of our deck and back to us. BTL for Tibalt wouldn't even do it at this point. I think I need to grab Omnath, or I'm not even sure. All right, let's try BTL again. Yay, more counter spells. All right, carry it, Tid. Go. Just joined. How does splitting work in Moto? I've never had that happen before. I'm fairly new to Moto. What it is you have to just trust that the other player will split with you. All right, I have to escape to the wilds into some pretty amazing hits. So escape. So we have to find an answer to this. Now we find Rip. None of this is an answer. I can play Leyline Binding on Drake, and then I'm just dead. Yep. Well, what a wet blanket of a final game that was. Anyway, so this version of the Bring Delight deck doesn't have Niv Mizzet in it, and I think that is, after playing the deck, I think that's wrong. There are so many times when I wanted to grab just some kind of like big value piece, and Niv Mizzet would have been the perfect choice, and it not being here is a big issue. I also don't really like the Courier's Briefcase. I don't know why that's even in here. Norn feels okay, but basically there's not enough ETB triggers to warrant it. It's just Leyline Binding, Chained to the Rocks, and Omnath, essentially. This technically has an ETB, but you don't care about that. So I think if you're going to play a BTL deck, it should just be a version with Niv in it. Anyway, yeah, so if you're going to play BTL, definitely play Niv or like other cards that you can use. So Niv Reborn or Niv, the one that gives Jumpstart to your spells. Probably both of them. Omnath also felt pretty lackluster in this deck. I don't know that I would play... I'd probably still play some copies of Omnath, but not 4.